Hello, everyone. This is Scratch and Jack, your host for the Amazing Plastic Sunday Hangout. Amazing Plastic is a Google Plus community of scale modelers of all shapes, sizes, interests, skill levels, and genres who like to share their tips and tricks with one another, learn more about their craft, and revel in one another's scale modeling achievements. And I have to say the Amazing Plastic Google Plus community is perhaps the fastest growing and the largest Google Plus community devoted to scale modeling. Right now we have 1,668. That's 3 more since yesterday when we were doing Across the Pond. So 3 in one day is actually pretty good. And well, we actually had, I did see 1,666. And then when we went on air, we lost one. We must have been the beast. And now we go 1,668. Very nice. And today joining us of Amazing Plastic are some of the best stalkers on the internet to talk scale modeling is our members. How you doing, guys?
Doing fine.
Nice. Well,
I'm very good. I'm just building.
All right, Heath. What do you got there?
Another Aston Martin.
An Aston Martin. Nice.
DBR9. This one I already built, but she clapped out. I couldn't get the windows in. This one I can get the windows in.
Well, who's the manufacturer?
That lovely 6-letter word, Airfix.
Oh, yeah. It must have been an old Airfix mold. Hi, Katie.
Well, this is the next generation, right here.
Nice.
All right, now can I take this some time, please? As you can see, I'm trying to build here and plus talk at the same time. Can't do it. Now, come on. Out, please. Private space. Out. Shut the door.
Hey, Heath, listen. That looked like a lot of fun. How do I get one of those?
Oh, simple. Go down to your local model shop and come and grab one.
You was talking about Katie.
Oh, Katie, simple. Let's see. Wait 9 months and then get your own.
This is supposed to be family friendly. The Airfix Aston Martin. And you just got that started today?
I actually did the paint job yesterday.
Oh, really?
And yes, it's better. I have to say, it's better than the last one I did.
That does look good.
The bit where it's black and it looks better.
Is that blue plastic, or did you paint that blue?
It's sky blue, actually. It's actually sky blue. The actual color is sky blue.
Sky blue.
That's the actual color. And it's this is the car that was actually won Le Mans for Aston Martin back in 2008.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm doing the body first, make it all look pretty, and then I'll be doing the chassis and then putting it together.
How did the Enterprise? Did you finish the Enterprise yet?
I haven't finished it yet. I need more paint.
You need more paint. Okay, fair enough.
I need to. I've got primer. That's fine. Primer, I've got no problem. It's the white I need because it's a very big saucer section.
Well, when it comes to that Enterprise, I would only say that you may have given up and tossed it against the wall and thrown it away, only because I sent it to you. You know my reputation with those models.
Oh, I don't blame you, Jack. I don't blame you, Jack. I blame AMT.
Very good. Very good. Hi, James.
Hi, Jack. Well, it's been very busy weekend. At least it's warmer today than it was yesterday.
Oh, yes. Actually, it's quite sunny today, too. Yes.
Yeah. But I've been working on the saucer section for my refit.
Look at that. My God.
Wow. Wow. Ironically enough, I didn't come on last night. I was just too tired, and I was
Yeah.
watching a channel, IFC, I think is a channel, cable channel. They were running the Star Trek movies.
Hmm.
They had the first three on, and yeah, as I was looking at the dry dock or the space dock,
Yeah.
I was noticing how long that is in comparison to the ship itself.
Yeah.
It's actually quite long.
Yeah.
It just
That's
kind
funny.
of,
I was watching
there's
those
more
pictures
room, a
of
lot of room, spare room from side to side, but I just thought it was a very long.
Yeah. There's a bit of gap between the NAND cells and the saucer section and the end of the space dock.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's funny. I was watching the motion picture last night.
Oh yeah. You know, I'm actually, it's a good movie. That took them like 3 to 4 months to complete. It was actually pretty good from start to finish, considering they had time to do anything. They were in a hurry to get it up on because of the Star Wars craze. But long and short of it, I'd like to move on to Phil.
Yeah.
Hi, Phil.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah. You're in your basement, not in your garage, so it must be
No.
cooler outside.
Yeah, it's too cold outside, and I actually found my spray booth yesterday,
Ah.
and I managed to get and I'll just put this up, but I don't think it won't show very much. But I actually managed to get the blue on the flight deck of the Hornet, and
Very nice.
yeah, well, it was interesting because the aircraft carriers had wooden decks in World War II,
Yeah.
and so they used a stain rather than the actual paint, the 20B paint, and so of course with salt water and weather and wind and sun in the Pacific, they weathered very quickly. So I took a bit of a risk, and I sprayed a light blue over the top, and basically what I just air gunned the whole thing till I had this model effect, and then I sprayed a dark blue over the top, and I actually got what I'm pretty happy with, a fairly weathered effect. So I'm kind of happy with that. So yeah, that's 3 weeks of work. I painted the deck blue. Unbelievable. But now that the weather's cooler and I've found my spray booth, we'll start moving on a bit more and getting some guns done and what have you. But of course, the carrier itself is still in grey primer, so there's a fair job of painting that to put a top coat on.
That's a 350 scale, is that right?
No, that's a 200th scale. This is 953 feet long.
Mm-hmm.
This is the second installment of my New York Navy force.
Mm-hmm. I was guessing between 200 and 350. I was going to ask if it was a 200, but it's like taking a test. When you second guess yourself, you get the answer wrong. You know? That's me.
Okay, keep your camera on me. I'm not sure how this is going to work, but if you look, I can't zoom. No, it's a bit too far away. Maybe I don't think I can zoom that in from here.
Okay.
But actually, what you're actually seeing there, is the Missouri. That's 1/200th, and in front of that is HMS Hood at 1/350th. That gives you an idea of that's the scale difference.
Yeah.
Wow. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So the CV8 is 1/200th, and it's actually smaller than the Missouri.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
By like a foot in real scale. But yeah.
And what is the Hornet's claim to fame?
The Hornet was the she had a checkered career. Her claim to fame is she was the aircraft carrier that launched the Doolittle raid, which is the bombing raid on Tokyo. Enterprise and Hornet were in the task force, but Hornet flew the B-25 bombers off the deck. She also saw action in the Battle of Midway, but was finally fatally damaged in the Battle of
Lady Gulf?
Lady Gulf, thank you.
Yeah.
And where she was eventually scuttled and sunk. But yeah, her claim to fame is she flew the B-25s off for the raid on Tokyo.
Wasn't she also the aircraft carrier that found the first Apollo capsule in the ocean after they came back from landing on that?
No, Lady Gulf. She was actually sunk in World War II, Jack. It may have been there've been many U.S. ships with the same name. You know, there's been many Enterprises, many Hornets.
Yeah.
But CV-8 was actually sunk in the Pacific during World War II.
Okay.
But her claim to fame is she flew the Doolittle raid.
Okay.
And that's actually what the diorama is going to be. There will be B-25s on her deck, and Doolittle's aircraft will be taking off from her. That's the idea of the diorama at the end.
Cool.
So how big will your B-25s be?
They will be to scale, Mike. There's actually I do have the scale B-25s in clear, which generally come with these aircraft carriers.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, but I can actually, but I'm being a lazy modeler, I can actually purchase the B-25, the whole 16 of them with their correct markings already made. And I'm going to do that.
Yes, slacker.
Yeah.
How you doing, Wayne? You busily working over there? Uh-oh. Where'd you go?
He's asleep.
I think Wayne froze. He's not coming in. When I click onto his...
yeah, he's froze.
Yeah. How you doing, Mike?
Oh, okay.
Seem like you're still alive.
Yeah, just barely.
Mike, I was catching up on the community, and I saw your, and forgive me, oh, there it is, the Jaguar XK 120. That's gorgeous.
Yeah, it turned out okay.
Well,
one of my favorite things, though, the headlights, they molded the Lucas lamps. You know, the ones with the metal, the star, and then the little reflecting cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, they molded that into the chrome, and then put well, there's clear lenses came with it, and I put them over it. And it looks similar to the Lucas lamps. It's pretty close.
Well, I think they look pretty damn accurate to me, man.
I'm screen sharing it, so yeah, I see your point. Can you all see that?
Yeah.
Cool. Google's not playing with us. I love the color, though. Just absolutely adore the color.
Yeah, it's a pearlized gold paint by Createx.
And they actually had the wheel spats in a different color?
It's a metal kit.
Oh, okay.
It's a kit. It's die cast. And I polished out the hood and the wheel spats. Yeah, the...
oh, okay, the wheel spats are silver, just like the hood, right?
Yeah, it's pewter or white metal polished.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
I do have a complaint about this. You should post more pictures of it.
I have some more. I'll put them up later.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'd like to see the interior, and maybe 2 or 3 more pictures would be nice.
I posted the interior, I thought.
It's a nice
I didn't. Yeah, that's right. That was in some of my work in progress. There's interior shots, but I'll get some finished interior.
It's a nice,
Okay.
accurate cross-ply tyre on there too.
Yeah, yeah, it's Monogram back when it was making these kits, when they were making kits like this metal,
Mhm.
the Jaguar, and there were several others. You know, you've seen my MGTC. There was a Thunderbird and a Corvette and a couple of different Duesenbergs
Yeah.
in these metals kits, and they did a better job. They were expensive for their time, um, and now there are thousands of already made different kinds of die-cast cars and different scales and everything. But no one. Some of the kits are, you know, like they're snapped together.
Mhm.
They're die-cast. You can buy some die-cast that is snaps together, and you save maybe about 50% on the cost of a die-cast car that's fully assembled by buying the kit. Um, one of them that comes to my mind is a 32 hot rod that's in matte black or flat black with red pinstriping, basically a rat rod. It comes to mind. It was snapped together and or snap tight. I'm sorry, I don't mean to. The snap tight? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they built a quality that they've only started to come back. The quality of this. Gosh, I hate to be whoring for. Excuse my language. For Monogram, the quality of this kit is far and above an AMT kit. It's just there's no comparison.
Nice. Uh-huh.
Um, so yeah, at one time Monogram was a high-end kit. Even their aircraft they were a high-end kit, and then something happened. They got bought out or something, and then you didn't see any Monogram kits for a while, and now they're back. They're not
Mhm.
metal.
Mhm.
I'm sorry to run on about. It's modeling, and
I was just actually looking for your pictures of the interior, but I couldn't find them on the community. But that's okay.
they might be on my. I'm sorry, they're on my site. Yeah, I didn't post a lot of the work in progress. I feel that if I didn't want. There's certain people I didn't want to just post over the top of and run them back down to the bottom of the
Right.
page.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have some ambitious other ambitious people posting a lot of stuff, but it would be nice to make an album instead of posting like every single picture separately.
Yeah.
Probably save a lot of time too if you did an album.
It takes. I put them in an album. That Jag is mostly in an album,
Mm-hmm.
but it still shows us up as separate. If I type anything with it, then it shows up as a separate posting.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't put something up and not type anything.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And I tried adding to existing posts just to drag the stuff in, and it won't let you do it.
No.
I don't know why.
I was going to do a Halloween build of Christine from the Stephen King novel, but that would require a lot of lighting here. Andrew lit this car. It looks like a Mustang to me.
Yeah.
And there's hope. If he can do it, I can do it too. But this build that he's done is actually quite amazing. Look at that.
Ooh.
Andrew is a Star Wars fan, I believe. Isn't that right, Heath? He's the Star Wars guy.
Yes.
Yeah, you see, sci-fi guys know how to do Stars. It's really cool. I'm not sure as
Oh,
to
it's a 1/18 scale.
118.
Uh-huh. I think so. From the size of the mesh of the screen, I get the feeling that that's 1/18.
I think it is 118. Come to think of it, yeah. You know what? This is actually a 118 kit. I have one. Now that I'm looking at the back end of it. Wow! Wow!
Yeah. Mad Max.
Yeah.
He's looking like he's doing it in the traditional Mad Max way, not the new movie.
No.
You don't think? No? Yes?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it fits anyway. It's a
Yeah.
nice
But
job.
it would be what with those big, the big rear wheels there. Yeah, look at that. My goodness. Oh, a gun horde, a horde of guns.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Really cool stuff.
Yep, he's done a great job.
Cache or cache.
Wow. Oh, well, this is actually an interesting point right here. You don't put the tail lights on.
Now they just get smashed up anyway.
Yeah.
We don't need lights in the desert.
Not tail lights anyway.
Mhm.
Yeah, you just need to be able to illuminate the Walking Dead and blow them away,
Mhm.
or ruse or wallabies or whatever you want to kill.
That's a really cool build. That's really cool.
I like that. That's a
Wayne,
rare steering wheel. That was a rare steering wheel. That original wood.
how's it going, Wayne?
It's fine. I'm fine, thank you. Well, I'm a bit behind the mall making, I'm afraid. I've been doing overtime at work,
Uh-huh.
but it's only a good call. I'm going to Telford on November, so I need some spending money now.
Okay. You need some modeling money. I need modeling money too.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, not all of us are rich like Jack.
Oh, stop. I'd love to be paid doing this, but I don't think I'm worth being paid. Anyway, I think I'll show what I've been doing on my F-22 Raptor. I've been putting decals on it. I need to get the...
Nice.
Looking good, Jack. Looking good.
And I used Play-Doh to do those spots on it. And I should show this side because it's got the Spirit of America decal on it.
Ah.
And as I'm putting the decals on it, I put the canopy on there and everything. There's no pilot, and I built this in flight. So it's the Invisible Man flying this.
It's a drone.
No one will ever notice.
It could be, it could be Wonder Woman.
Right.
The airplane's invisible, not the woman. Yeah, I might have that wrong.
But what I found interesting about this this technique using the rolled Play-Doh, some people have told me to use silly putty, but Walmart didn't have silly putty. Besides 98 cents for a little bucket of Play-Doh works. And it's a little soft. You have to be careful when you put it on because you might flatten it out. But I learned some things about this technique. Let's see if I can find a good spot. There's some overspray on some parts here.
Yes.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's almost like a fleck.
Yeah. They just take. I use one of these things for putting on clay, for working on clay.
Uh-huh.
And I take the end and just flick those little nubbies off.
Mm-hmm.
And if the paint's, if it doesn't come off, of course I try and do that before I spray, so I don't end up with little white spots.
I did a very hurried job on this. I probably did all of it in half an hour. But I like the technique, and now I know how to do it better. Next time, if I were to do it, I would, of course, spend more time doing it. Doing one spot at a time instead of do a spot, do another one, do another one. Just do it one at a time with some space in between. But I've learned to use my airbrush and put it on the paint rather dry, so it only takes a couple of minutes for it to dry enough so it doesn't come up off the model surface. The Play-Doh doesn't adhere hardly at all. You've got to really try to get it. Well, it's best if you keep it horizontal. But I was propping it up when I was spraying it because I can't go above and top like this.
Right. That's an airbrush mechanical problem.
Well, yeah.
It pours out of the cup.
I have seen airbrushes that have caps over the reservoirs. Is that right?
Yeah, but there's still an air hole there, and if you're not careful, it'll still spill out.
Okay. That's good to know. But I'll be doing, next weekend, I'll be finishing the bottom and putting on some bombs. I have painted a couple of them already. So next weekend, it's going to be all about the bottom side of this thing. Yeah, I'm having a good time with this.
Just take something sharp and pop the canopy off and put a pilot in there.
Now, I hear you. As I was putting the details on, I was thinking this should have been on tarmac. What's that?
Just mask off the canopy and spray it with smoke so you can't see it.
I am going to get some Krylon clear coat. That should fog it up and not really see the fact that there's no pilot there. But this is the first time I had a jet that the canopy came along with it.
Well, you got it without fingerprints?
Well, yes, actually. Let's see if I can get a nice close-up on this.
Yeah, it looks crystal clear. You've done a great job. Pity there's no fucking pilot inside.
Oh my! What fun we have!
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm really pleased how it turned out.
That's a nice canopy. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Did you use Future on the canopy?
No.
Oh, well, that's excellent. Then
That's an exemplary job. It's a pity you have to take it off to put a pilot inside because of doing it.
Well, my next build on jets, I already primed it this weekend. I'll probably get started assembling it, hopefully during the week.
Oh, the Thunderjet!
Yeah.
This is actually a very tiny airplane in comparison, probably maybe half the size of
they were, yeah.
What was I going to say? This, I thought of doing in flight, but they do come with a pilot, but the pilot is standing.
That's interesting.
So they're wanting you to build it with a landing gear. Here's a suggestion photo of it.
Oh, yeah, he's waving bye-bye.
Yeah. Yeah. That's my next one, but I gotta get motivated on my what do you call it, my Mad Max one. I have way more Bigfoot. I'm gonna just glue those things together.
I've been looking for a figure, a 1/24th scale figure of a race car driver, with his helmet on, standing there with his arms crossed. It's very hard to find. I'm gonna paint him white. It's the Stig.
Yeah.
and I can't find one. I couldn't even find one in 1/18th or 1/64th. I don't know where that one gentleman that posted with us got his Stig, but I'm going to find one. I have to have one.
Mm-hmm.
Even if I have to print one out, I'll get my damn printer. I'll print one out.
There you go.
Yeah. Have you seen the people that are modeling these fantastic busts?
Yeah.
I mean, we got some people that are very talented with those figures and busts and stuff. It's amazing. Amazing plastic.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's
Yeah. Oh.
Well, Jack, I do have something to show.
okay.
Junker.
Oh, it's whirlwind.
A little longer than that.
Oh, no, that's not a Junker. That's a Hinkle He.
No, I think that's.
Oh yeah,
That's a Junkers
that's a really good
88.
one. What's this?
That should be Junkers 88.
Yeah.
Oh, I was right in the first place.
Okay.
That's really, really nice. Look at that canopy.
Yeah.
Does it get more decals or?
Does it have decals on it? Maybe not.
No, he's just got the line painted on the back, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe it's not finished.
Mm.
Yeah, he's missing his those crosses that are segmented.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow, that's really nice paint. How does one?
He's put in the where the machine guns, the ejection ports for the shells,
Right.
for the cannon shells.
Mm-hmm. When I get everything, all the details on there, I am going to put a wash on it for the things to show up a little more.
I recommend pre-shading the panel lines.
Yeah, there's a few different techniques. One is to paint the spray the panel lines black first, and that will help them stand out.
Yeah, because when they're not very deep, it's very difficult to get them to stand out. After you've got a coat of paint over them, you can fill them up very easily.
I was just doing it.
Pre-shade with something that's not very deep, and things that are deep enough. Some people go along and they fill the whole thing and they repanel scribe it with the Michael Marks panel, or the panel scriber that these people, who are they? Bare Metal Foil sells a panel scriber that, yeah, Bare Metal Foil Company. An excellent styrene panel scriber.
Yeah, Micro Mark make them do that.
Yeah, Michael Mark I think is the easiest. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice little, but I mean that's dedication to fill the panels and rescribe.
They do it though.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Seen many of them. I scribe my doors. I scribe car doors and trunk lids and any other things. I scribe them extra deep, and then I allow the original paint to go in, the color. I don't put a lot of black paint or anything. And it works out when you get them deep enough. If you get them deep enough, then it looks good. You still, when you look at it, it's the paint that the car is painted is in there like they would be on a real car, unless it has rubber gaskets. And but when you look at it, the shadow, it's a black line.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you can. It depends on how deep you get your panels. You know,
Well, this doesn't have very deep lines in it, panel lines. Not very deep at all. This is why with the Hornet, the F-18, I put too much paint on it, and the panel lines are barely there.
Yeah.
This is
I
what
think
forced me
that
to.
because of a radar low cross section, I think the original aircraft don't have large panel gaps anymore. And of course, they're using composites, so you don't end up with big panel gaps like you do with the older airplanes, like you will with the F-85s and aircraft like that have big panel gaps because of the sitting in the sun. They expand considerable.
Mm-hmm.
And then they take them to altitude. 25,000 feet, it'd be like 30 below or some damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
So they have to have a lot of room to contract and expand. The difference, even though they're riveted, and tight fitting and everything like that, the real aircraft, when you see them, there's considerable gap.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes there's fluids leaking out of those gaps.
Well, yes.
The aircraft famous for it is the SR-71. I mean, they'd fill that with fuel, and it would leak half the damn fuel out on the tarmac before it took off. It had to refuel within, I believe, 20 minutes of taking off. It had to refuel because they leaked so badly. And they couldn't stop the leaks on the basis of if they stopped the leaks, then when it got pushing Mach 3, it gets so hot that it'd expand and your panels would buckle.
And rupture.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
So they left them loose. SR-71 has huge gaps.
Well, here's since we're talking about painting and everything, I thought I'd bring this up. Marco is in Milan in a show.
Yeah, his Messiah.
Yes, this is actually quite. Here's the zoom in. Let's see. Was it zoom in? Yep, it will zoom in. No, that's not what I want.
Yeah, there you go. You got it. Man, oh man, oh man.
My shaky hands wouldn't be doing this.
I could do that in life-size scale.
You can just go down the store. Somebody might make a masking kit for that. I don't know.
I particularly like the effect in the tile work. Very good. Very good.
Outstanding. Yes. And this is in where? Milan?
This is he's in Milan. Yeah.
This is the show in Greece, or the Hella show, or something.
All the rigging and everything. Very nice.
Yeah, that's good work. Excellent work.
Yeah, really nice work, that one.
And anybody into the armor?
Yeah, we have quite a few armor people at Amazing Plastic.
Quite a few, yeah. Quite a few.
Look at that rifle and bayonet. That was amazing. Just leaning there. Just look at the leather strap on the.
Right here.
Yeah.
On the wheel.
Yeah. My goodness.
The camel looks so relaxed.
It doesn't know what's coming its way yet. Look at those tires.
You don't have to do dioramas very large, just enough to hold the model up.
Oh.
And you can be pretty sharp and creative with something so small as this.
There's
Absolutely.
quite a few people that use can lids and those pre-purchased, those slugs for making their dioramas, those wooden things. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
quite a few people that do that. The Japanese do little lacquered boxes for some of their stuff. Just the boxes are a work of art themselves. Wow, look at the detail.
Uh-huh.
Nice short soldier.
Yeah. He's practicing for when he becomes a postal worker and walking around the winter in shorts.
No, well, I think he's probably from Bavaria, and he's just missing his lederhosen.
Oh, yeah, I'm missing my
Yeah,
lederhosen.
That does look like, wow.
It's a duck. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate about that duck in Oregon that crashed into that bus.
Yeah.
Look, he's got a what is that? A Citroen or a Fiat? He's got a Fiat up in the back. Or is
Yeah.
that a Citroen?
What the?
Liberated. They liberated it.
Really cool stuff. Really
Oh,
cool
wow.
stuff.
Ah, yeah, that's nice.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, just keep going on. Yeah, that I did really like that. Okay, let's see. You got something on here? Where did I see it? There it is. Wayne, tell in Charlie.
Yeah. Bring up the rear as usual.
Explain yourself on this.
That is my Battle of Britain entry for the group build. That is what ME109, and I've just tried to do some exhaust streaking on it.
Streaking.
For the first time.
Okay, let's see. Let's do the Jack's harsh close-up zoom-ins. Not bad. That's actually pretty good.
That's my first. It's my first attempt. I used a mixture of the fresh MIG ammo, fresh oil. Then I used a bit of the black powder mixed all thinned down with this.
Mm-hmm.
So
I see
also
some.
I've been shopping as well, so I've got a set of that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
For the hurricane.
No, it's a paint set here, not a. But also,
Yeah, you can paint. You can paint Humboldt.
yeah,
You can paint. It has the actual FS numbered paints that you need to paint either Battle of Britain or D-Day.
Yeah. Which is 4.
I haven't opened a Humboldt tin since I was a little kid. Oh wow, that's my favorite aircraft for looks. Oh, wouldn't that be nice to have for? Wouldn't that be nice to have something like that to fly around in? You know, just you, 2 big ass engines, and away you go.
The thing is, most of them were scrapped during the war, because it worked. They made like a sort of 200 of them. But there's a group trying to restore them back to pristine static condition.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also someone in Spalding who's built a 1-to-1 scale model of the actual cockpit and front section of the aircraft.
They weren't covered in glory during the war, but that was a wonderful idea. Let's take 2 great big engines and stuff one guy in a cockpit and make it work.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've also got that, but I don't know if you can see it because it's too shiny.
Oh.
The hunter droid.
Yeah.
It's a what?
Hunter
From
killer
Terminator
droid.
2.
The hunter killer.
Yeah, Phil built one of those.
Jeez, Jack, your hair's getting longer, son.
It is.
Yeah.
I want to be a hippie just like Mike. I want to be like Mike.
Oh.
Although I got quite a few more years to make it look like his hair, so I don't know. It's really funny, though, I say that because I didn't notice how much gray hairs I do have in all of this. Unless you grow long, you really don't know. Anyway, speaking of one of our moderators, of course, I don't think we were talking about him, but Dirk actually does a pretty darn bang-up job on this sort of thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
Dirk's
Yeah,
truck,
he did.
yeah.
What has our attention deficit disorder modeler done now?
He didn't finish off his top chop job and made a rat truck out of it, so he wouldn't have to.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's where they rust. They do rust down there. They don't rust in a nice circular hole, though, for you to patch. They
No.
get very irregular down there, but that's where they rust.
Yeah.
Boy, do they rust there. You know, they talked about, when I was young, they talked about Fords rusting, but everybody was looking the other way when the Chevys were rusting away faster. The eyebrows over the tops, eyebrows over the tops of headlights, the bottoms of the doors, the back of the cab, the bottom of the fender. Oh, they rusted something fierce.
I think the big three are completely neck and neck.
All the spots where the moisture trapped.
Yeah, the salt and snow and all that crap sat there and rotted them away.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I reposted something on my thread onto the community.
No, that big thing.
Yeah, Starship porn or whatever it was.
Yeah, it's pretty damn big.
Yeah, it has a bit of size to it, doesn't it?
That's the actual studio model.
That wouldn't even fit in my living room.
Calendar, 1979 calendar.
Yeah. I think they were. I guess the actual
Wouldn't it
studio
fit
model.
my room?
Big boys toys.
79, that would be for Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Good sake.
There you go.
Just imagine the Executor.
Mm-hmm.
That thing was huge compared to that.
Thanks, Kurt, for sharing that. That's getting into some size. Into some size. I think my idea of a 350 Excelsior would just be about, I think, 44, if I'm not right, 44 inches long. No, 48. 48 and a half.
48 inches. Yeah.
4 foot.
Yeah, maybe about 4 foot. Yes. I don't know if I shared this the last time. Mr. Loggett had put up a picture of his workspace.
Oh, yeah.
And said his workspace was a little,
I remember that.
neat.
He did a panoramic view.
He did a panoramic. Let's start on this side of the room. Stash, right here. And I don't know what he's got going on this desk here. It looks like his Dremel.
Looks like a Cylon.
Dremel, yeah. And come on, no further. Okay, computer wants to load. Maybe not. So this is where he works, right here. Yeah. Now this is what I'm accustomed to. What do you think? What you guys accustomed to something like this?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have all the workbenches in the world, and I work on a 1x1 square foot piece. That's all I have to do.
Yeah, how do you do with all those big, what is it, 200 scale aircraft carriers?
It's not easy.
First, you
Not
put a
easy.
hole. You put a hole in the water. Then you put your aircraft carrier in the hole.
That's pretty well it. Well, yeah, it's going to get to the point fairly soon where I'll be working on the ship on the diorama, which means the workbench will be the diorama.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if you guys noticed, but lately, the past couple of weeks, some new members joined, and they introduced themselves. Mr. Kane here introduced himself with a post of some of his cars.
Cool.
Yeah, there's the Stig.
Oh, there's your man. There's your guy.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder if those are 118 or 112th, or I don't know what size they are.
I don't know.
They're bigger than 124th. They're, I think. Just looking
the wrong
at
scale. You either put them further back in your diorama or closer forward.
Yeah.
Somewhere I seen a Stig figure. I'll have to go look for it for you, Mike.
Yeah, because I typed it in, and nothing happened.
Yeah.
So maybe I spelled it wrong.
Oh, maybe we're connected to the internet.
There, see, Carl Kane answered. He said, "Yes, the man. It's the man himself."
Man himself.
Yeah. I love that show. I love that show because one time this Stig came in, took his helmet off, and it was Schumacher.
Yes, I remember that episode.
Yeah, that was a great laugh.
Now, I am familiar with the Bandai 72 scale X-Wing. Who is this? Mr. Lapiri thinks they're not big enough. That's 72 scale.
Yeah, it's little, isn't it?
It certainly is.
But it's well done. Very well done. My goodness.
There's an art form. I think it's in Asia. They paint scenes on grains of rice.
Yes, those. Isn't that amazing?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think if you're used to
think
painting all those like Warhammer figures and that, you get used to working on the small
Oh
little
my
things.
goodness, yeah.
Warhammer that small?
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness, yes. Yeah, you can print out a whole Warhammer army with a 3D printer in a couple of hours.
Wow.
There's programs set up to print all the various different shapes in a continuous print. You fill a grid with Warhammer figures, a 4-inch by 4-inch grid with I think about 8 or 9 Warhammer figures, and then print them all at once.
Yeah, I think that they're all 20 millimeter. I think. You know,
Yeah,
20 or
that's
28.
it, 20 millimeter.
Yeah.
And I can barely hold on to it. 20 millimeter. My goodness, I can hardly hold on to it. The one and only figure I ever got done in 1/72, is my Geiger counter guy.
Wow. Oh, hold on, keep it there. There we go. Wow. That's too small.
And you think you shake when you're doing your regular model? You should see I shake like a lady of the night in church.
I would have never thought you would feel that way, Mike.
I'm not sure I understand how you know.
Well, I was being polite. The other way of saying it is shaking like a whore in church. You know.
Yeah, you were very nice. We have Neil over at Wild House Models. Neil is, you know, I think he's a better producer of models than he is a modeler. This is actually really cool. He's got himself the medical exam room from his Hostile Realms series, and this is his new setup for you know, it's medical screens.
Yeah.
Beautiful stuff.
Yeah, it is.
Fine attention to detail. I don't know. I kind of would dirty it up. Hostile Realms to me is just a very dirty place. Speaking of dirty places.
I would have liked. Does anybody have any idea what kind of scale he's working with?
Yeah, I think he is. I don't know who they are. He may have told me. I don't remember. But he is certainly the ones designing them, and he 3D prints the prototypes to have a company make the parts for him.
Cool.
Yeah. So he's a modeler. He works full time. I think he's a graphic artist. And he's a husband and a father. I mean, the guy just he puts the ever ready bunny thing. he does that. Anyway, any more stuff here, guys? You want to talk about?
The we got some new people in that. I have someone that does antique cars or classic cars, besides myself, Duesenbergs and that. I got a hold of him by way of I needed to replace some of these original instructions, the ones with the black and white photographs. Because the ones I had are
getting a little thin.
No, the later production is no photographs.
Oh, just drawings.
Just drawings, and hardly a hint in. This gives you great detail. Cement, you know, this part to that part, and paint it so and so. This gives you great detail of what you're supposed to do, and this is this newer, less expensive, I'm sure, to produce. Instructions have almost there's a color chart, but it's very difficult to follow, and so forth and so on.
Yeah.
But he had some of these, and he had them for sale. I hope they were extras. He didn't need more. But he built some of those models that he showed off these instructions. Not the El Cheapos. I thought, and he did an excellent job. And he did some things only us that like you, a large group of the people would be aware of the science fiction. The additions to the details. He made a gasilator sediment bulb, and it's hard to describe how tiny. He took some clear, and it's the right shape, and he drilled it internally with a little itty bitty tiny drill, and then he painted in the sintered bronze filter that's inside some of the gas coagulators. You know, it's a detail that very few would notice, but he took an excellent photograph and posted it. So I kudos to, there's modelers out there that go way above and beyond. Plus he wired it He did a lot of stuff in there, and by way of going and doing research and getting photos of one-to-ones and things like that, it's hard to do to get detailed photos.
Well, you know, this is interesting. You should bring that up because Mark Dunmore, does the Gundam models, which I'm fascinated by. I'm not necessarily would build one, but he's testing out a light tent for photography, and he posted the ones he thought were the best. I don't think there's much tweaking there left, but that's amazing. Look at all that. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, light tents are great.
Yeah.
Wow.
I have a 48-inch one that I use for final photography, but I'd like to get a smaller one too sometimes, because sometimes the big one is just too big for some of the models.
Mm-hmm.
There's several of them when I was looking around that are made pretty much for the modeling community. And they're $130, $150, $200 for some of the better ones because of all the lamps that come with them. That's what runs up the price.
Well, there's a new one out that's I'm trying to remember what the name of it is, but there's a new one that's all folds up and it's got internal LED lighting built into it, and it's only like about $80.
Yeah, see, that's quite reasonable.
Yeah.
You can spend. Photography is kind of like boating. You can spend money forever. You can just, you can. It's amazing what you can spend money on in photography. Like I say, it's like boating. You can. There's no end to it.
Right. Right.
Let's see here.
Okay. Well, he's had to leave. He sends his wish. Best.
Yeah, he said he will see you on later. LLAP, whatever that is.
Well, we can sit here and decide what that is. But instead, I'd like to thank you all for joining us for the Hangout. And if you want to, if you're the first, what happened here? Go away. Okay. Okay. Here we go. This is all technical stuff that I'm going to catch up on. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this Hangout, go to my channel at Scratch and Jack on YouTube and find the other episodes of the Amazing Plastic Hangouts. We have them every couple of weeks. So in 2 weeks, it will be for the Cross the Pond on Saturday, and then following on 2 weeks from today will be the Sunday Hangout. And go ahead and join my channel and like the video if you like the Hangout. And even ask questions. And if you ask the right questions, we'll probably have them answered on one of the Hangouts. Do ask questions. Always willing to help out the other modelers. So I'd like to thank, of course, Heath just left, and James. Thank you for stopping by and sharing.
You're welcome.
And Mike, always a wealth of knowledge, And the empty seat we call Phil.
I'm here. I'm sorry, I wandered off.
That's okay. Well, thank you, Phil, for your input and also your knowledge about what you're building, about history and stuff. And Wayne, thank you for joining us. It's actually quite late there right now. Late or early, depending on what you think is late or early. 2 in the morning, isn't it?
2 in the morning this time.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. And of course, this is Scratch and Jack, your host for the Amazing Plastic Hangouts. Thanks for watching. Happy modeling, everybody, and good day.
Good day.
Bye, everybody.